players come onto the field at Wembley in the hot afternoon sun for a most intriguing cup final. Liverpool, arguably the most powerful and talented league team ever, against Wimbledon, the little team, who rose rapidly from the humblest beginnings and whose belief and determination has taken them to the First Division and now to Wembley. Your commentator is John Motson.
Liverpool packed with experience, full of medal winners. The news that Gillespie is able to take his place in the back four and Spackman in the midfield. Only Ablett and Beardsley haven't played in a major cup final here before. Of those 13 players, only 3 survivors from the double-winning team, or the team that played in the final 2 years ago, among the starting lineup: Grobbelaar, Nicol and Hansen. Now, what about Wimbledon? Those of you who are not familiar with them may appreciate the formation. Goodyear chosen above Scales at right back. Eric Young and Andy Thorne, the centre-backs. The youngest player, Terry Phelan, the left-back, just 21. Alan Cork, their longest-serving player, on the right. Vinnie Jones and Laurie Sanchez, the 2 players who bring power to midfield. Little Dennis Wise on the left. And then the awesome John Fashanu with the sprightly Terry Gibson, who passed a fitness test only yesterday. "11 years ago, when Wimbledon were just coming into the Football League, Alan Hansen was just joining Liverpool, who were at that point chasing a treble. They lost here to Manchester United, but went on to win their first European Cup, and he was in the team from the following season onwards. And it was also in 1977 that this man came down, where he just won the double with Celtic that year and opened a new epoch at Anfield. Surely needn't tell you that Liverpool are in red. That's Andy Thorne for Wimbledon. Well, we had the electric start last year when Tottenham scored in the 2nd minute. Ray Houghton for Liverpool. That's a Wimbledon throw. Who won that header against Nicol. Pitch in superb condition. Young Steve Tingley, the groundsman here, has produced a lovely surface, and we'll see if the feeling is right that that might suit Liverpool's precise passing game. It's John Aldridge, and here's Wise. The long ball for Fashanu, and well taken out by Hansen. Two went with him, one of them was Ablett. It's come out to Jones again. Young is still there, that was Spackman's header. And it was also his pass, and a very well judged one as well, to Peter Beardsley. Liverpool have got 3 coming from the other side of the pitch. Barnes has moved inside, still Beardsley. Now it's Barnes. Houghton and Aldridge are waiting in the centre. Oh, well played by Alan Cork. He got to Aldridge just when that mattered and forced him to head over. But for that challenge, Aldridge would have had a clear header. Fashanu. Sanchez. And again. Oh, Nicol only to Cork. He had to stop it because Fashanu was also up on his left. Wise. Foul by Hansen.
But here we can see the foul. That was a self-trip in the air, which is an interesting manoeuvre.
Now, we've heard a lot about Wimbledon's set plays. Don Howe, a specialist in coaching players what to do from these positions. I see Young is forward again on the far side. Thorne is also there, and that's Wise. This little fella's been voted Player of the Year, and they say that he's had a hand in just about 3/4 of the goals that Wimbledon have scored this season. A very clever striker of the ball, Dennis Wise. Well laid off to Houghton by Aldridge. Here's Beardsley. And it's Houghton again. Swift and incisive. Beardsley and Houghton, and there was space. Jones' long throw may give Gillespie a problem or two. That was Wise cross. Cork is coming in far side. He's a very good header of the ball in a one-against-one position, Alan Cork. It's a speciality, really, Don Howe was emphasising to me. And that was certainly aimed by Dennis Wise to Alan Cork over on the far side. Such good delivery by Dennis Wise. Barnes. Aldridge with Thorne. Oh, and Goodyear Beardsley got a touch, but it didn't steer the ball past Besant. He's so quick to see opportunity. Clive Goodyear may have just sold his goalkeeper a little short, when in fact he definitely did. Well, if this is a quiet start, Jimmy, the players won't be complaining about conserving a little energy, because it must be stifling down there. Here's Beardsley. This is Houghton. Barnes is waiting, but so... Oh, and Barnes is still there against the post. And away by Vinnie Jones. John Aldridge had the first opportunity from the cutback. As you'll see from this, there were two chances here for Liverpool to score, really. Beardsley, superb approach play. Then Houghton, watch Aldridge there, blocked by Young, blocked by Besant. Watch Barnes. No, the goalkeeper takes great credit for actually getting a hand to the second ball. The corner kick will now be given on this side of the field. But Wimbledon were just rocking there. Well, that was the closest we've come so far. Phelan. Oh, it went over Gillespie's head. Sanchez following up with Spackman. Fashanu with Gillespie. Sanchez. Cork's waiting in the centre, and he's not well marked, and he got it on to Wise. Wise cross, Gibson let it go. Fashanu! A dangerous move by Wimbledon, and Wise was involved again here. He found some space to return the ball. Gibson done it, and Fashanu's shot just passed. Alan Cork took up a very good position in the penalty area, beginning of that attack. Certainly knows where to go when Wimbledon are approaching the opposing goal. He's got a great instinct. Hansen. Phelan. Foul.
I didn't personally see what was wrong with that. He headed the ball cleanly, didn't see any hands up, but look at this, Beardsley through.
Yes, he was caught. Wressel's gone. The referee will have to pull it back. He's already given the foul by Andy Thorne. Beardsley distressed because he thought with an advantage played, well, it would have been a goal, wouldn't it? But Kenny Dalglish will obviously be disappointed too. The whistle went the instant that Thorne held Beardsley back, and I don't think you can blame the referee for that. It was a clear foul, and he wasn't to know in that instant that Beardsley would go on and put the ball in the net. So will John Barnes produce something from this position? He's done so before. Not one of his better efforts. The Liverpool players have had a word with the referee, but officials sometimes can't win when they decide to penalise. There was some yards to go when the foul was committed.
It came from a Liverpool long ball. A very long one, straight through the defence, very direct.
I think perhaps too much has been made about this contrast in styles, because Wimbledon have passed the ball quite nicely at times. Here's Phelan. Steve Nicol pulled up, the linesman has flagged, and Wimbledon may well thrive on a free kick in this position. Wise will obviously take it. Sanchez, Cork, Young and Fashanu in there. And Sanchez was in there, and that's a goal for Wimbledon. Laurie Sanchez. Well, what a typical Wimbledon goal. Dennis Wise delivers the free kick. Laurie Sanchez sneaks in and glances it into the far corner. Just got the touch, Sanchez.
And you can't blame the bandages there, because he was between Nicol and Hansen. It was those who were beaten by that header, not Gillespie or Spackman.
36 minutes gone, and the unfashionables from southwest London have taken the lead against the league champions and the team chasing the double. Now, will Kenny Dalglish's team manoeuvre an immediate reply? And you'll see the way that Wise drifted that ball in, and I'm pretty certain Sanchez got the last touch, Jimmy.
They'll reflect on the linesman's decision afterwards that brought about that free kick. If you remember, down in the corner there, it surprised us.
Well, it's a free kick now to Liverpool, so Gillespie is forward, Barnes is in there, and Ablett's come up from left back, and he got the header in. Couldn't turn it in. It was an error by Grobbelaar. One of his characteristic surges off his line to try and take the cross some way out, and he misjudged it. Look at that. Spectacular, but dangerous. Houghton. Now Gary Gillespie. Four others up with him. Good running by Houghton here. Aldridge is square. Oh, and the deflection off the defender fell so kindly for Besant. Gary Gillespie joined the attack to such good effect. Houghton got the cross in, but as the ball span off Young, I think, Besant caught it. Fell just right for him. Hansen. Oh, Alan Hansen gets a return, and well stopped by the legs of Dave Besant. Not often you see Hansen in a scoring position, but he played a lovely 1-2 here. The Liverpool captain coming from the back, returned to him by Houghton, and Besant stops it with his right knee. Kenny Dalglish intense, because there are one or two breaks here going against Liverpool. Stoppage time at the end of the first half. Wimbledon, a 4th division side 5 years ago, lead mighty Liverpool by 1-0. And little Dennis Wise on the ball at the end of the first half, and Lawrie Sanchez, who fed on his cross, walks off satisfied. Because Wimbledon are a goal ahead, and I think you have to say that they've earned it by virtue of the fact that they've defended with a great deal of determination and at times desperation. Liverpool haven't yet reached peak form, and the score in this 107th FA Cup final is Wimbledon 1, Liverpool 0. We've talked a lot about doubles. We've got a double in a royal sense today because Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Kent, a great supporter of the Cup final, is also here, and she sits now next to Sam Hammam, the Lebanese businessman who bought Wimbledon, would you believe, 10 years ago, before he'd even seen them play. Wimbledon start the second half. They do have a victory over Liverpool already on the card. They beat them at Anfield last season. Foul by Gibson on Gillespie. But so often in football down the years, we've said that Liverpool are at their most dangerous when they're up against it. You can never think about settling on a lead against any Liverpool team. You have to work very hard to sustain it, and Wimbledon will be aware of that, and I'm sure that's been the message in the dressing room at half-time from the management team. Here comes Dave Besson. You might see this on a Sunday morning. Today you're seeing it at Wembley. Wise. But it's all within the laws of the game, the way Wimbledon play. And Liverpool, with a cabinet packed with trophies, find themselves one behind to a team who 11 years ago today, when Liverpool were playing at Wembley, had just won the Southern League Championship. And a break by Houghton, and another good save by Besant. Which is though we should see a Wimbledon substitute first. Laurie Cunningham is getting ready. Beardsley to Houghton. Free kick. Beardsley foul. Alan Cork is the man going off. As he often has been substituted in the course of the season, he goes off, and Laurie Cunningham, 32 now, had a varied career, including a European Cup final for Real Madrid against Liverpool. He's on. Barnes. First touch for Cunningham, to Phelan. Well, Cunningham is a wide player, so there's no need to readjust the team any further. McMahon, away from Jones. But Sanchez gets the tackle in. Again, Liverpool denied the space that they need. Nickel. Now look where Kenny Dalglish was. If you can't play, perhaps you can do the next best thing and get the ball back quickly in their predicament.
I think he went for the ball to get near enough to shout at him, John. I think that was the tactic there. But it's interesting, they're playing the ball around more, but the times they've tried to make the final break with the final pass or dribble, Beardsley's been checked 3 times, they just can't make any kind of penetration at this time.
Here's McMahon. And now Ablett. Well, maybe Barnes is the man to do it. He hasn't so far. Ablett again. McMahon, Spackman, Young. The one thing you can be sure about with Liverpool is they won't panic. They'll keep probing. Barnes again. Too long for Aldridge. Laurie Cunningham with his first turn of speed. And he's still got a bit too. Fashanu challenges Gillespie, and there you are. Wimbledon have won the throw there, purely down to Fashanu's persistence. I don't think every centre-forward would have managed to achieve that in that area of the field, but that says an awful lot about Wimbledon's game. It's only a throw-in, but it's gained them ground and breathing space, and it's denied Liverpool. Flags up. There's an offside there. Little Terry Gibson, who played here as a schoolboy and then missed out on cup final action with 3 of his previous clubs. All sorts of romantic stories in the Wimbledon camp. But whether there will be a fairy tale ending remains to be seen. We've got half an hour still to play. Here's Wise. Fashanu. Back to Jones. Pumped in long. Craig Johnston is definitely going to come on, and it may well be that John Aldridge will get taken off. I suppose there will be 1 or 2 Liverpool players who haven't come up to full potential in this first hour. They trail 1-0 and they're going to make a change. There is Aldridge. Beardsley, well, he might score here. Penalty. Goodyear on Aldridge. Wimbledon protest at the decision. Goodyear thinks he played the ball. And here we have high drama because Aldridge, who I think might have been replaced a moment later, is the penalty taker. And never has a penalty been missed in the FA Cup final at Wembley. Well, that's what it was given for. More of that in a moment. Dave Besant in the week told me that he's been watching where Aldridge puts his kicks. Aldridge, in fact, was the player fouled himself by Goodyear. Looked a bit harsh to me. Jimmy Hill in a moment on that. Besant thinks that, or thought the kick might go to his left or the right as we look if Aldridge decides to go the same way as in the semi-final. He did, and he saved it, and made history. The first time ever that a penalty kick has not been converted in the FA Cup final here. And Besant did guess right. His homework paid off, and Wimbledon is still in the lead. And maybe justice was done. We'll have a view on the award itself when the play subsides. We've got to stay with the corner kick. Wimbledon have to keep their concentration amidst all this excitement. And Besant's dropped it now. That's funny how that happens sometimes. Jimmy Hill.
Well, they were lucky to get the penalty, there's no doubt about that. Fender stretched through and pushed the ball through back to his keeper. Aldridge went down over the top, but not an intentional trip. Not an easy one to give. The referee chose one way, but maybe divine judgment or some other football judgment decided that Wimbledon didn't deserve to lose a goal.
Barnes for Liverpool. Not only the first penalty to be missed here on this occasion, but also the first one Aldridge has ever missed for Liverpool after scoring from 11 in a row. Here's Barnes. But has it just given Liverpool the little incentive they needed? They still haven't got Johnston on, because that incident interrupted what I think would have been an almost immediate substitution. Here's Ablett for them. Barnes. Gary Ablett with the foul. Just a word about Wembley penalties, because I know there are a lot of viewers that like to keep a check on this. There have been 7 in FA Cup finals, all scored, the last 3 actually in replays in the 80s. And as we watch what happened as John Aldridge went through. I have to agree with Jimmy Hill. Looking at that again, we've got a double substitution taking place. Aldridge does go off now for Liverpool to be replaced by Johnston, and off goes Terry Gibson to be replaced by 21-year-old John Scales, who was signed from Bristol Rovers, Bobby Gould's old club. And John Aldridge makes a little bit of Wembley history that he won't particularly look back on with any pride. Jones. So the second Liverpool substitution, off goes Nigel Spackman, on comes Jan Molby, the Danish international, who hasn't played a full 90 minutes this season in the first team. He's only been used as a substitute. But one spectator who will be staying for the full 90 minutes here, no doubt, is the royal guest who's going to be presenting the FA Cup. Will she be presenting it to Dave Besant, I wonder? Or will Liverpool, in their time-honoured, meticulous fashion, find a way back into the match? They've never, ever given up a game as a lost cause since the days of Bill Shankly, and I wouldn't expect them to start now. Wise for Wimbledon. Scales is in the middle. So was Fashanu. Close.
Well, I wouldn't like to put any money on Liverpool at this stage of the game. Wimbledon are making it as difficult as possible for them. They're having very few attacks. That was one of the rare ones. But the only time they seem to get in real danger is if they press home an attack, and then Liverpool break.
Andy Thorne had a solid game at the back. Laurie Cunningham. Sanchez. Laurie Sanchez with three others up. Fashanu. Cunningham. Gillespie heads out. Sanchez won it back, found his midfield partner Jones. This is Wise. Fashanu wants it played in, still Wise. Ablett's the defender. And Wimbledon force a corner. It's beginning to look as though it might be their day. Entering the last 10 minutes, they still lead. Young is forward for the corner, so they're looking for a second goal. And there is Young! Good save by Grobbelaar. Eric Young scored at Anfield in the league game a few weeks ago. And Grobbelaar had to be swift to his right there. Here's Barnes. Bobby Gould knows how close they are. What a triumph this would be for him. He's not enjoying it one bit. Oof. Jones and McMahon. Free kick to Liverpool, but it's all gone on rather quickly. This is Houghton. Came off the heels of Andy Thorne. Danger here. Barnes, not a good cross from him. Could have been better because he had players to aim at. Throw in, says the referee. Well, Wimbledon's nerves and those of their supporters will be jangling a bit here. It's Jan Molby with Johnston calling. Oh, and so close from Steve Nicol.
The Liverpool defensive players have done extremely well. Gillespie's been brilliant, injury or not, at the back there. And that was Nicol coming up to try and put some inspiration up front. but it hasn't been that solid defence that's let them down, really. It's been their so talented front players who've not sparkled at all, and probably this season will be written off now for Liverpool as the team that played just one game too many. Last week, at their peak and brilliant, in the May sunshine, the energy and industry and determination of Wimbledon has destroyed them.
We're into the last minute and there won't be too much injury time. Gillespie to Beardsley, this could be Liverpool's last chance. Barnes, Houghton's run inside. Wise to clear, flags up for offside against Fashionable. No, the Wimbledon fans think it's over. One or two players embrace. It's premature, it's a free kick. Dear me, this must be agonising for Wimbledon. Barnes has put the ball back in the middle. Oh, the tension here. He's checked with both linesmen. Oh, and there it is. The crazy gang have beaten the Culture Club. Wimbledon have destroyed Liverpool's dreams of the double, and all over the pitch, their players are celebrating something which a few years ago would have been impossible. Sporting gesture by the Liverpool supporters. Her Royal Highness applauds one of the great cup shocks of all time. They are a respectable First Division club, but when you think where they came from and where one or two of the players were signed from, you know what a great job that management team have done. Bobby Gould and Don Howe, they've earned their moment of glory. Real football people who've been around. And Wimbledon, the team who 11 years ago were not even in the Football League, who 5 years ago were in the 4th Division, are going to be first up the new Wembley steps. Sam Hammam, the man who bought the club on a whim, when his chauffeur said, "Why don't you read something about football in my newspaper?" Well, did he ever think it was going to finish up here? Only 10 years later. And a sporting moment too between the goalkeepers, and Vinnie Jones will not hang back on the celebrations. The first man up the steps, the first goalkeeper ever to lead a side up to receive the FA Cup. Our man of the match in the commentary box, that's for sure, Dave Besant. His penalty save, so important. The first one ever in an FA Cup final here. And now he leads his team up. Many's the time he's driven past Wembley on his way to work, Dave Besant. He lives just down the road, but today he must feel like a king, going up to receive the treasured prize from a princess. It's a weird and wonderful world if you come from Wimbledon. They've won the FA Cup. And on the day, who can deny them their right? They stopped Liverpool playing. And their energy and their enthusiasm and their enterprise did enough to keep them in front once they got there. If you can beat Liverpool at Wembley, you deserve the ovation. Well, just look at this. Some people said that their spirit reminds them, as the disappointed Liverpool players walk away, the Wimbledon spirit reminds many people of a good old-fashioned Sunday League team. They won't mind me saying that, because it's that sort of dressing room. They've even got a female physiotherapist there, Caroline Brower. It's a one-off club, this, I can tell you. And they're going to really milk this moment, and why not?
Well, what scenes, and welcome to the Wimbledon party at Plough Lane, and where better to start than with Bobby Gould, the Wimbledon manager, alongside the FA Cup, Bob, which you won today. What was the one thing about this club and preparation that you think won that cup for them?
We want to We won, and we went to work yesterday evening till 20 to 6, JH. We prepared thoroughly yesterday, and the lads were out working in the hot sun, and we realised that if we were going to get there, we'd have to last a long, long 90 minutes. With scoring smashing in the first half, and then we lasted, and the gentleman next to me deserves as much credit as anybody.
What were you working on, Don Howe, yesterday afternoon for those out?
Well, I mean, they've got a routine here. I mean, naturally all the dead ball situations to start with, and as it was, we got the goal that counted off a dead ball situation, and also just to fill in certain spaces where we thought Liverpool can exploit us, and they've been exploiting other teams this season. So we just had to fill those holes in, and the players had to know where they had to be when we lost the ball.
Bit more detail on that, really, because it's second half, you know, you had to hold on there against any onslaught that Liverpool might put on against you.
It was mainly down their left. I mean, John Barnes and Peter Beasley have been tearing sides to pieces, and they get back into that kind of left half spot. And either John Barnes comes in there, or sometimes Peter Beasley comes in there, and Dennis Wise had to fill that space, Jim, and he did it terrifically. I mean, Dave has got the man of the match, and fair enough. But I tell you what, Dennis Wise, Jim, was outstanding.
We did notice at the start that you played on that side.
Should John Barnes out of the game, really?
We were both worried about it yesterday, JH, and we came in and we had a discussion about it, and we were both of the same opinion, that we were concerned, and we knew that Corky's legs would go for so long and then they would just fade away, but Dennis, we knew, would do it for a whole 90 minutes.
They say Corky was saving his legs for his testimonial tomorrow night.
That's a great plug, JH. Yes, all come on Monday and see the cup.
He deserves that testimonial.
Yeah, very much so.
Dave Besant, captain, the first goalkeeper to captain a team at Wembley, the first goalkeeper to take the prize, the cup, and also the first one to save a penalty. Quite a busy afternoon for you. What was the worst moment in that game?
The worst moment was the penalty, I suppose. But I mean, I had confidence in myself in saving it, but there wasn't too many bad moments overall in the day.
There was a moment in the first half where you didn't quite seem in command. Would you like just to refresh your mind on what happened there?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
Can we see it as well?
Take a look at that now. There's the cross, the ball spins up, now it's all yours.
I'd started to go and it got a deflection, hit me on the knee, and it just seemed to be balanced in thin air and it wouldn't come down.
Clawed it away.
Yeah, and just as Barnsley come in for it, I managed to get fingertips to it.
Is that Jonesy back in the 6-yard line?
Yeah, Jonah,
don't let him see that.
And that is Jonesy clearing the ball finally. But did you feel at any stage in the game today that it was your day?
Yeah, you tend to get that feeling that you make a few saves early on and you don't think they're going to score. And I had that feeling at half-time, and that's why I was so confident in saving the penalty.
Yeah. Would you like to have a look at the penalty save, just to see how far you were off the line at the moment the ball was kicked?
The line moved backwards.
The line moved back away from it, did it?
Great answer, David.
There it is. Look. You didn't actually move sideways until it was kicked, but just a touch forward, but it was a brilliant save. He hit it quite firmly, didn't he?
Yeah, he hit it well, but the lad said I should have caught it. They've come to expect, they put you so high and expect you not to go below the standards you've set.
Or don't let that happen again, will you? No. Laurie Sanchez, the man who scored the one goal, because it's one thing holding Liverpool and containing them, you have to score a goal to beat them. A dead ball movement, as Don has said. Did it work out exactly as you thought?
Yeah, we've worked on that free kick a lot this season. The only trouble was I shouldn't be where I was. I should have been around the back. Someone like Fash or Alan Court should have been there, but they were too deep. And I was saying to them, "Come on, get closer, get closer." So I did it myself. And
there it is.
Alan Court's taking them 2 away, and I've just got in there.
It's the new haircut, Laurie.
So I should have been right around the back where Eric is, putting his hands up.
Yes.
Well, can you pay attention to that next time and not
I'll
get
try and
out
do
of
it better
position,
next time,
please?
yeah,
Yes, I mean, we can't have these things, manager, can we, going on totally out of position, scoring goals like that. You, a degree man, played for Reading. Not many people had heard of you. How do you account for your, superior play now and quality at the age of, 28?
It's being given the opportunity, really. Most of the players here have played in the lower divisions. We've worked in the 4th and 3rd division, so we know what it's like down there. So when you are given an opportunity, like we have been at this club, we grab it and make the most of it, you know. People have left this club and said, "Oh, I wish I hadn't. I wish I'd taken the opportunity I had at Wimbledon." We all take our opportunities here, and that's why we do so well as a team.
Is it the spirit, or what is that spirit?
There's a spirit within it, but as I say, that spirit brings out the best in people, you know.
And even you've changed your managers and the spirit still remains.
The spirit will be here no matter who's playing, no matter who's managing. The spirit is going to continue. We want to be like a Liverpool, we want to build on it. And as long as we've got that inner spirit in the players that put on Wimbledon shirts, then the club's got a good future, no matter who's here, no matter who's playing.
Well, that's fine words at the end of an exciting day. Thank you, congratulations to all of you again. But we mustn't get so excited that we don't remember the Scottish Cup final, which went on at Hampden today between Celtic and Dundee United. Let's have a look at the goals now, described by Archie McPherson.
Gallagher's goal! Oh, what a superb goal! Oh, that was a piece of great acceleration by the youngster. Through he went. Aiken could not catch him, and that was stroked away with the greatest of confidence. We've played 4 minutes. United are in the lead, to the delight of that throng of United supporters under the enclosure. Billy Stark, neat little touch. Way to the far side, here's Rogan. That's a better one, a equaliser. McAvenny. The equaliser for Celtic. It looked on the cards all the way through there. A little jink to the line and over it came, and bang, a good opportunist goal there by McAvenny. The lower one this time, and might be McAvenny. Seconds from the end, McAvenny does it. Lying handy in that position, and that should kill it. And here comes the Celtic captain, very gallantly wiping his hands free of sweat, and receives the cup from the Prime Minister. Billy McNeill watching a scene of which he is extremely familiar.
Well, a double for Billy McNeill's Celtic, a double for Northern Ireland's Glentoran, but the biggest certainty of the lot, a double for Liverpool, was upset really by the hard work, the determination and the spirit of Wimbledon. It wasn't a stylish game, it's true, but it'll never be forgotten in these parts. Well done, Wimbledon, and good night from Plough Lane, and a party that most people thought was just for celebrating getting to Wembley. And look how it turned out.
And my hand's pushing so hard.
Sanchez was in there.